Hello. Oh, I even missed my first tone. I'm very sorry. This is the first time I've gone on a little late with these because the day was very long. Hi, I'm Hainbach, and it's good to have you back. And this time it's a listening party that we're doing, and it's the second album of Kosmos and me. And she'll be on in a second. So I literally just finished setting all of this up because I had a rather stressful day because I realized I have a, a a thing where I need to be on Saturday where they required formal attire, but not so formal that it would require the smoking I bought last year for Cannes. So I had to rush out, and suit shopping with me is not so much fun. So my dear wife helped me pick a decent suit because I don't have a suit. So that was a suit that I had to buy a suit, and that made everything late. So that's why I'm a bit jumbled in the head. But nonetheless, we're having a wonderful show tonight. It's funny to call this a show. It's a listening party because we've got a record here that Kosmos and me made, and it's called Gentle Hum, and it releases right after this video. I'm going to press release on this on Bandcamp. You can find it on my Bandcamp, heinbach.bandcamp.com. So I'm going to do this right after this stream, and tomorrow it will also then appear on all the streaming services. And there was one question I'll answer right now, and that is, why are there two streams? And apparently there are people that are just in the shorts mode on YouTube. So they find their streams there. So that's why there's a parallel stream for the shorts. And then there are people that are in the regular view, and that's where they discover streams. It's some way to get people to see it more, and that's why the software that I'm using is StreamYard offers two streams. But now I'm going to call in Bashak, yeah, and we're going to start the show. Welcome, everybody. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
How are you doing?
Nice to see you. I'm doing fine.
Where are you right now in the world?
I'm
Because
in
usually
Basel.
in Basel. Okay. I
Yes.
didn't even know if you were sending, because when you told me that you were recording everything with a measurement microphone, I was
Yes,
thinking
exactly.
you were maybe still at GRM in France.
No, no.
Okay.
It ended after 2 weeks, so I'm in Basel right now, and I have a measuring microphone. I find a measuring microphone, but works fine, I
Because that's
guess.
the mic you took with you.
Yes.
What measurement microphone is it, if I may ask?
It's the sound work. I think was there. It's not Sound ID. You know this program where you can measure and then make the room a little bit more suitable with
Okay.
the speaker. So it's putting up like a profile for the according to the room after doing
Oh,
30 points.
okay. It sounds rather good. So
Yeah,
I'm,
I
I'm,
mean,
I'm impressed. I mean, measurement mics. Okay. Very nice. So we've got our album. It's here. Do you have a copy with you also in
yes, I
Basel,
have.
or?
Yes, of
Okay.
course. I have
Very good.
everywhere. I'm moving with it right now. I'm still
Okay.
attached.
No. And that's one thing for everybody who pre-ordered, and I think it was about 90 people that pre-ordered the record. Thank you very much. That's such a weight off our shoulders when we know that already some of the vinyl is spoken for. So I think we have like 100 or so left or so. So it's so nice to see that, oh my God, we've already gonna ship a bunch of them. And tomorrow I'm gonna start, oh, sorry for bumping into the microphone. Tomorrow I'm gonna start packing all of these up and shipping them out to you. And we've got two editions of this, right?
Exactly. One for Bleep and one for us.
Hmm. So, and what's special about the Bleep edition?
Okay, yeah, we got a special color for that one,
Hmm. Hmm.
and also we have a special color for our one as well.
Okay.
So Bleep must be neon orange. That one I haven't seen yet.
You haven't
So
seen it?
no.
Okay. So what I'm opening now is our edition basically. And one thing I'm wondering, because I think Bleep was down for most of the day yesterday
Yeah, I've
because
seen it.
or today even, because Boards of Canada are announced their new album. So that killed their service. So yeah, but if you go there to buy the new Boards of Canada, you can also grab a copy of the special edition of Gentle Hum from there. So this is. I'm gonna show you. You know what? Since Bajak, since you haven't seen the
Yes,
Bleepy edition
please.
yet, I'm gonna show it to you after we listen to this.
Okay.
I'm just mean. I'm sorry. Okay.
Mean.
Yeah. So, would you like to say
Maybe.
some words about the wonderful artwork?
Oh, yes. Since the singles, we have been working with Myra from Pena, and she has been doing special typographies for each singles, starting with the uh, gentle hum. So we had the first hum, and then rest of the singles come up with special typographies, and in the end, we had the full album cover with the. Also, maybe you can show the behind of the.
Yes.
Yeah, it's also pretty nice. Yeah,
Mhm. Exactly. And you can find this one. This is the clear edition, which looks
exactly.
absolutely wonderful. I'm just amazed how good it looks on camera right now. Sometimes like black vinyl doesn't really translate well, but this looks very good. And we both matched our ambient lights to the record. I realized now. Okay, that's a synchronicity. So, so this is Gentle Hum, and you can buy that on heinbach.bandcamp.com. I should probably have put like a little link in there. I'm gonna do this during the first track, and the first track is called Gentle Hum. It's the title track of the record. So everybody, here we go.
How did you do the stars behind you?
That's something. I think you can do it too. If you do double thumbs up, you should be able to do it and hold it. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I never know if it's a feature of the Mac or if it's a feature of the software here that I'm using. So I was very surprised when it happened for the first time. There's a kind of music a bit louder. Okay, I'll try. Hmm, okay. Here. Here's my mixer. I think I can do it here. So I put the music up a little louder. And one thing, that usually I talk over this when like it's like listening and talking over and answering questions, but the tracks are all like very short. I think one reviewer called them almost they're like pop music in that, right?
Yeah,
So that makes it hard for me to yeah to kind of talk over it. I think it's nicer if we just go stop and go for a bit, right? If that's fine with you,
totally.
Bashak.
Yeah, yeah, totally good.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. So that was the first track, Gentle Hum, and it features you singing there.
exactly. Yeah, a couple of
Yeah.
tracks, right? Like
Hmm.
we hide it.
Yeah. And sometimes you sing through the Synthi AKS also, right? For some extra
Exactly, right?
effect.
In the early songs, we sing to the AKS. Yeah. In
Hmm.
one of them, to the back of the room, I think.
Ah, yes, of course, very far to the back, so it's very distant. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And and then there's lots of choirs also on there that come either from the Panopticon or from the Polychrome, all these like vocal synthesizers that we have. And yeah, let's drop into the next track. If you got
Yes.
questions, you can ask them also right now. We can do a Q&A on the after. Um, well, well, buy the album to hear it louder, says Yogi Fish. Yes,
I
it's
was
true.
also laughing to
Yeah,
that. It's a nice
yeah,
comment.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, we'll definitely do like a proper Q&A round, definitely at the end. So, but now let's go to the next track, which is called Ruin.
It made a nice effect.
I just realized where that beat came from. You know, the did, the main drum beat. Do you remember?
I think UBM.
No, no, that was the drummer one. That's a rhythm from the Alka Drummer 1 that we used. You know, this
Oh,
old, like,
okay.
old school drum machine. And then
Wow.
those high taka 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 taka,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
came from the wall of test equipment. They come from the
true.
ARP 2500 filters. So that was that was just like it's good to listen again to remember where things happened because we recorded this album over the period of a year or even
Yeah.
2 years, no?
2 years actually, yeah.
2 years, yes. So that's
Yeah.
a long time that we've been working on this. So I'm just going to go quickly through a few questions, or like shout outs. Cheers back from Neukölln. Thank you very much. Info8 Loop Music. And Muff YouTube says dope. Thank you very much. And there's Panic Girl. Hello.
Hello.
See you maybe at Superbooth if you're around. And Cosmic. Yeah, it's definitely you heard and the drum machine that's definitely adds to the cosmic vibe because this is a classic of Krautrock and kosmische Musik. Was used so much by many bands. And hi to Wasabi Ice Cube. So let's go straight into the next track. And this one is called Threaded, which is also the last single we released before releasing this album. Mhm. I love that ending on that. Like when you can hear, I don't know which one of us it is getting up from the piano on this.
Yeah,
It's very like, okay, now I'm
yeah.
gone. So, but that leads into a question that we just had here. And
Yeah.
that's from Ken Ho 4BA. The tracks have a slight different instrumentation, if you can call it that. Yes, definitely you can call it that. Wasn't that a bit hard to do with these short songs as it's a few of them?
I wouldn't say that it's when thinking about it, I think it really depends. The shortness or longness doesn't change so much the difficulty. I think there is different parameters for me to feel the difficulty. I think since we are working on many songs, it is a little bit. We are just deciding which one to release, and then it's a little bit more different process than the
Mhm.
length of the song, right? Like we are not
Mhm.
trying to make it shorter or longer. It's just like we are getting along with the flow.
Yeah. But in regards to instrumentation, there are some instruments that we used continuously for the whole record. Like there's the
Ah,
Synthi
okay.
AKS, which is in almost
Yeah.
every track. And in this track and in the track before, you could hear one instrument, which is the harmona. I think you can see it, yeah, right there in the back, which is a fan organ from East Germany. We use that a lot. And that's something that I'll also take to our show in Berlin, which is on the 25th,
Fourth.
25th, 24th. Oh, okay. 24th. Is it on 24th? Okay. On the 24th of May. And it's in Schillerkiez in the church there. So we'll be playing our debut show in Berlin, which is not at all stressful. Sometimes it's nice to drive out in the sticks somewhere and play your first show there. But first show in Berlin is like, okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be a show in a church, which is I played there already. It's nice.
25th of August is Stockholm. That's why you mix the 24,
Okay, 25th
25.
of August. So that's the two
Exactly.
live dates confirmed for now. We're
Yes.
booking more right now. So this will go on the road for the first time, which is cool because we've been playing together for how many years now?
I think almost 4, right?
Yeah, 4, definitely.
Must be 4. Yeah.
Must be 4. So and now we take it live. Took some time, but
Yeah.
that's cool. Looking forward that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to rehearse. It's we already did a bit, so, but yeah, I'm looking forward for the final phase because that's when it's all comes together. So there was one more question in regards to the short tracks. I like the short tracks. I'm curious if you find writing shorter tracks more difficult than longer
I was
ones. And
answering to
Sandy,
that one actually.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's like I find shorter tracks sometimes to be more difficult because you have to be very much on point. But I also find them more refreshing to listen to because then it's like, oh, I like that song. It's very short. Rewind. So that's an effect I personally really like. I like short songs. Sometimes I also like really long songs. But for this, we enjoyed cutting it down, right?
Yeah, exactly. We were actually really cutting it down.
Yeah. A fan. Oh, that's a fun one. A fan organ. Does it inspire what sounds are added? Yogi Fish playing like a fan. So it's a but it's an organ with a fan. So, but yeah, could be punned like that. Okay, next track, and this is called "In a Pattern Like a Shell." Dropping it. So this is a very ancient Akai, very simple player. Doesn't have start stop, only has on and 2 speeds. And yeah, I'm using the lift to drop the tracks in. Oh, just the end of the previous one. That track makes me always a bit sad, but in a positive way. Sad, happy. I don't know.
Yeah, I like
Uh,
that one too.
no. Sandy TB3 said, "I like this one. It's kind of fragile and broken." Yeah, this is a
Yeah,
very fragile track, even though it has these very uplifting, I don't know, to me at least, uplifting like glitters. I think, yeah, but yeah,
but a
somehow
bit
it's
melancholy as well, right?
yeah, a lot as I feel right now. That's one of the fun things, like listening with other people, like to your own music, and it's always daunting because it can completely like might might suck to it actually. So, but since we've been through a lot of process, we made I don't know how many tracks we recorded for this album actually. I've got no idea. So we were already like listening to a lot and kicking out a lot of those that didn't work, right?
Yeah, maybe like 40, 50, something like that. I think we
Oh
were
my god. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
selecting from.
You have the Excel sheets. You know. Okay. Yeah. Um love the granular in this track. Was there a granular synthesizer we used? Or
No,
is
we
that like
didn't, but I think it was pitch shifting. Yeah,
pitch shifting effects? I think yeah, eventide stuff, and
I think
maybe
so.
you did some in maybe some processing also in mixing.
A little bit, but also we used something. I'm also wondering, trying to remember what we did in that track.
It might be, and we might have used probably the old eventide here. So for the
Yeah,
glitter, that seems
yeah,
like typical. So
uh-huh.
yeah, reminds me of the VST crystals from Eventide. Yeah, the original. We probably so I've got an Eventide
No,
H3000 here, so that has that crystal preset, and that's a very typical sound indeed. And then I've got this very old 1745M, which is the second instrument they made, which is Pitch Shifter 2, famously used by Ben Burt on the Star Wars stuff also. So yeah, and oh yeah, diamonds, exactly. That's what Jan Laroche said. Diamonds, yeah, it has this diamond kind of sound to it, very glittering. It makes this sort of like a little gimlet. The song, and I love the title of this one, uh, "In a Pattern Like a Shell," because that fits so well with the whole track. Yeah. So I don't know which poem we lifted that from. Uh, because I mean, one thing that we do, or like that we started since the last album, where we had ended up with many sessions called what was it? Sunday morning ambient,
yeah.
Tuesday night techno, and it
Wednesday
became super
morning.
confusing.
Yes,
Yeah, it became so confusing that I
it was so
insisted
bad.
we need a name before we save the track. So that and it's really hard to come up in the session with the name. So I poetry books, grabbed a poetry book from my library and then just flicked through it until we found something randomly that then also fit with the song or combined things in that. So it's
I also
all
believe that, like, when you don't name the song, like later on, I developed that idea because I used to leave the projects untitled as well, or random titles. I realize that when I'm giving a specific name to it, it starts to have a life and
Mhm.
getting easier to connect on the long run. Like that, I'm not losing it behind when it's not like a 23rd of April or
Yeah,
da
exactly.
morning session. Like it's interesting.
Yeah, it becomes more important, but then it becomes also more sad when you don't use it. And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
this has such a beautiful name. It looks like, but no, we didn't use it on the album. And yeah, maybe at some point we're gonna do like a special B-side collection or something. I mean, I don't know how you
The
feel about that.
songs who didn't get their names, like change their names on the process, you mean? Like that?
No, just as the B-sides, like all the tracks that we didn't
All the
use,
tracks,
like
okay, like, yeah.
because I don't know how you are about this, but I always loved like these B-side collections. I collected them all by Radiohead. I collected all of them. I collected them from bands like Suede. I was very much into like British music at one point. So I thought many of the songs on the B-sides were much better than the
Yeah.
songs on the actual album because they were more raw.
Yeah.
Some were
Less
not like finished,
processed, less
less
produced.
processed, more, and they oftentimes yeah, they kicked out they bled off that wildness in the production process. So I don't know how it relates to our stuff, probably because at some point, like when we decide we're not doing a track, we also let it rest, right? We just like, no, this is like,
Exactly.
yeah,
To
unfinished.
refresh the ears a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to go to the next track on side A, and that's called Apparition. Sorry, I don't know. This is a very old recording. That was the worst needle drop ever. I'm very sorry. I've messed up. Bashak, help me. Was that the piano that we
Yes,
treated
piano.
through the
Yeah.
eventide? It was not. It was not the roads, right? It was the piano, right?
No, it was piano.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So the main lead was actually my grand piano, and my upright piano here. I don't have a grand piano here. Oh my god.
Grand piano.
No, my upright my grand piano. No, my old Bechstein here, and we ran that through the eventide I told before because it makes it sound very crappy when pitch shifted just a bit or just slight bits, like it has a flanging knob and you move it with your hands. So and that gives the very odd digital sound, and I think it's really cool because it makes the piano fit nicely with electronics because it takes on the texture of electronics, right?
Definitely. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think we
So
smashed it a lot. Yeah.
exactly. So that was the lead, and I think that was just one straight pass played through, right? Over while after we had made the beat. I think you made the beat on the test equipment wall.
Exactly.
And yeah. And then I played on top of the piano, and then it was like, okay, these worlds don't yet mesh, so we gotta smash the piano into bits to make it fit. And that
Yeah.
was that
Some
was an
something
experience.
so like bright and like the test equipment and piano are really two different worlds. To make them come together, it needs a really another process.
Mhm. Did we use? Oh, I think because there's this question here right now from Kenho 4 Bay percussion bass made with Collide 4. Did we use it on this track too? I don't remember because
It was into the glare, right? What
Into the
was it?
Glare. Yeah, Into
What
the Glare. This track right now. This is
what
oh,
was
this
it?
Apparition.
Apparition, I think no.
But Into the Glare? No, it was in
No.
which one? Which one was it? As if a Phantom.
Exactly. Yes.
As if a Phantom is all collides.
Yes.
That's my wonderful, beautiful 4 collide Eurek modular setup that I tore apart into many little collide setups stupidly. So yeah, but yeah, that we used that on that. That's the original wall of test equipment there. So yeah. So exactly. Thank you all for ordering the record on Bandcamp. So I think we have about. So I think how many records did we make overall? Like 300?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, we made 300 records. 75 of them in color red went to Bleep, and the rest is with us. But I think we're like limiting the amount we're gonna sell on Bandcamp to probably around 150. So we've got some to sell at shows, right? So we're not gonna put them all up on Bandcamp. So if you want it right now, yeah, so there's probably like maybe 60 records on Bandcamp you can snatch there. So because yeah, it's good to have records with you at the show. I've always find it disappointing when the merch is all sold. And so yeah, so that's gonna be, if you want it, maybe be quick. So, and any more questions? No, I think we're going to the next track, which is called Into the Glare. Mhm. I'm really being slow. I'm trying to be deliberate about this. But the last centimeter is like, ah, okay.
It worked out this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my best. Oh. Oof. Okay, since the bass was mentioned, I think we have to talk about one of the main instruments on this record. Do you want to start with that? Or shall I?
UBM.
Okay, yeah, it's a Rode and Schwarz UBM abstimmbare Anzeigeverstärker. It's a vacuum tube piece from the 1948, I think the Mark I was made. It was made all through the up until the 60s, and famously used by Stockhausen on Kontakte. I've got a video on it on my channel, and still, it's one of the core sounds we use in the bass because it's also a note. So it's like it's mixture between bass drum and bass. So it's almost on every track, I think. Almost, right?
Yeah, in the sorry, I was dive into the comments. There are very
Okay.
nice
No, it's in
things
all I
coming
was
up.
just saying
It's
UBM is in almost every track, right?
exactly
Some
almost every
form.
track. Yeah, the kick, whatever we hear in the kick, I think bass kick, right? We get all of them
Yeah.
from UBM. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
RTIF. Am I saying the abbreviation
Yeah.
correctly? Yeah,
Mm.
maybe
RTIF.
once.
Yeah.
R
From the
R
yeah, RMIF,
RMIF. Yes, yes,
the big
yeah.
Latvian drum machine. Yeah, this one
Maybe
here.
we use one stat. I'm not sure. I
Yeah.
think most of them, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
totally like it's like takes over the space UBM, but like
Hmm.
when you let the UBM to take over the space, then it's like a super rewarding.
Yeah, we're gonna bring it to our Berlin show, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. So I played the two UBMs at Berghain last year, and that was amazing. And it's just amazing. It fills any space. It's just a wonderful instrument. And in this, we combined it. I think we did a combination. So we combined it with the Moog Mother 32, the little one, right? And
Yes.
with a little
Yeah.
patch and with some subharmonicon maybe. And then it was also triggering in time the wall of test
To the
equipment.
wall. Yeah.
Exactly. So we have a combination of like modern synthesizers and old school test equipment. And that was one of the tracks that came about so fast, I think. That was
Yes.
like that. And then it was just like you were just twisting the melody on that was happening in the sequencer. And then we were like, oh wow, let's not add anything, or we didn't add much. It was just
Yeah.
it just kept talking by itself when it did these diddly-doo-doo, diddly-doo-doo. I think that's from the subharmonicon, if I'm not mistaken. That's
Yeah, I
still
think the most difficult part is to decide which part of the improv session to release is generally what is the track,
Mhm.
and that's the part with the test equipment. I think, yeah, like
And you did
what?
cut, right?
Yes,
Yeah, because that's something that that's what Bashak does really well, is the cutting and editing and finding the good parts of everything, which is such a boon. It's so good when like it's it's wonderful when someone has that skill to be quack, really quick, especially since we don't align anything to a timeline. It's all like Ableton is like tape, so we don't much of these things are not aligned to the grid,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
nothing. Yeah, most of the time, no, or like a bit,
uh,
yeah, like a little bit for the sake of a bitness.
we never said once, oh, what BPM should our new
No,
track be? We never said that once. It was
yeah.
always the beep or the tempo that was given
Because we
in the
either
process
start
on the
with a
machine.
test equipment or like a loop from a machine, so it's hard to define the beat BPM, and also a bit maybe unnecessary for our workflow, right?
Yes, exactly. So cool. Let's just go through the comments real quick. There's a lots of comment on this. Ay, ay, ay. There's one question. Ed, Edwin Focke 2022. Is this record a best of? No, not yet. We're not ready for it. This is our second album. This is our second album. But in a sense, it is a best of the tracks we recorded in the past 2 years. So there's a lot of things that didn't make it on the record. In that sense, this is the survivors of our ruthless process of elimination. Um, mhm. That sounds like my Euro setup when you use a Metropolis with the Game Changer audio, says Ronald Dumber 79. I think that might be, yeah, because this is one of the rare things where we use the step sequencer, right? There's no other like analog step sequencer we don't, yeah, that's the only time we use an analog step sequencer.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, so that's that vibe with all the like pitching up and pitching down. Yeah, well heard. David the Hack Monster. First time buying a vinyl on Bandcamp. Normally, I just get the digital. That's so nice to hear. That's so nice to hear. The vinyl will last for a long time. So good, 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 good. Omri, here's a good question from Omri Cohen, music. At Hainbach, what do you think are the strengths of each of you when making music together, and what are your weaknesses? Well, one of the strengths I already said about the editing. So, Vashak, you're on now.
Yeah, I think like we have a nice division of roles, right, in the improv session. Like also like when one of us is getting a bit tired, the other one is taking over. That part is nice. I think in terms of insisting on tracks, we have a nice division as well, which is like making it very easy. Like if one of us doesn't like it, it's okay, you know. No one is insisting. It's like okay then, yeah. Like that's I'm going to the positive sides, not the weakness. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, weakness is always hard because, like, what's the weakness? I mean, maybe the weakness could it be a weakness that we both love very much the same sounds too much? I don't know, because we're both massive fans of like passive bandpass filters, Rot und Schwarz UVM, and Synthie AKS. But it's also the good part. So it's not like we're complete, how you say, separates, right? We like
no,
similar things. So
yeah, that
you are
makes
one
it
of
easier.
You're one of the few persons I know that actually has like the real life Booger, the HP 8006A word generator, for example. So it's kind of like, and so we like the same sonic things, and so some things we do differently. So we like differently. There are sound worlds that you add that I wouldn't add, like, or like I don't think about and so often, like all the little ASMR sounds that are across the record. These tiny sounds. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
That's
Yeah,
that's a
be,
different thing. That's a different thing. But that's like one thing
differences,
where
right? Yeah, like
yeah. And of course, okay, the major minor controversy.
I was thinking.
So I like to get the minor key, the major key up from time to time in the music, but that got me dirty looks for a long time. Except on this record, it suddenly became, for some tracks it became allowed to sneak in a major key, or like to keep the tonality of a piece more ambiguous. So that was a fun development, I think.
I think so too.
Yeah. So wonderful. So many nice comments too. So many from Canada here. Just ordered the vinyl. Everything sounds so beautiful and interesting so far. Fully immersive. Thank you for creating such engaging music. That's so lovely to hear. That's so lovely to hear. So, okay, here's one question. I just realized that it's only one song on Amazon, Gentle Hum. Any chance of uploading the rest? Isn't the rest it should come, right? Should be there.
Yeah, it should be there.
Okay. We can check with the distro if it's not there.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but now we go to the last song of the first record, the last song of set A. I mean, so, and if you're just joining us, we're having a listening party of the record Ach Kosmos and Hainbach Gentle Hum. So this comes out right after we finish this stream. I'm gonna press release on the Bandcamp, and it will come to all the streaming services then tomorrow too. But you can buy vinyl and CD. Bashak, I don't have a CD. I would need to go out to get the CD. Do you have a CD with you?
Yes, I have a CD with me. Just a second.
Okay, cool. So just so we can show that. So I can drop the next track and then you can show the CD after that. So just, I mean, making CDs is even rarer than vinyl now. So, but come on, come on. I always get the end of the last song, so I'm too. Oh, CD. Excuse me. Well, that was side A of Gentle Hum. And there was one little click to the one side that I noticed, and that's not on the record. That was me, just like a slight imbalance in the left and right channels because I'm running this through my broadcast desk. Yeah, because I don't figure out I can't figure out how to do multi-channel digital audio in with in the DAW and rewire and all of that stuff. So I'm literally just routing everything through my mixing board, my voice and this and this. Very analog. So that might mean sometimes some slight level imbalances. So we have a CD. I saw it just very quickly. So
Here we have the CD.
exactly. And that's a sticker, right? That's a
Yes,
cutout
that's
and
a
then
sticker.
sticker.
And then this is our CD. I think it's a nice view. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I need to make these two tomorrow. Yes. Yeah. Lots of like, gonna be a fun family project. The kids are gonna love like putting the stickers on this. So nice. Yeah. So CDs also. I think we've got a few of those, and you can find them also on hainbach.bandcamp.com. So wonderful. Cool. So let's go to side B. This player has been with me for 30 years now, and it still works. I never noticed that I was saying something there. Did you just? There's a recording of me in the thing, right? I'm just saying something at the end of the track.
I don't think so.
Really? I thought just heard like, just very quietly. I hear something
No.
at the very end of the track. No, because this track was recorded at Willem II Studios, and that's a pipe organ. We're both sitting in front of the pipe organ, like manipulating it with all kinds of coasters and like pulling half stops only out a little bit, and then we recorded it on tape, I think, and you did a lot of processing on it to make it sound more different from just a pipe organ. That reminds me, I wonder if they still have a pipe organ at the church we could use, so we could actually play that track like we
in
did there.
in Berlin concert, you mean? Do they have an organ there?
Yes, it was a church. Maybe I don't know if it still works, but it would be cool. We'll check. Let's put a pipe organ on the rider. Okay. So there's one thing here. Yogi Fish 01, thank you for selling your album at an affordable price. Yeah, I think the album is a 30 euro, which vinyl used to be cheaper, but now everything has gone more expensive.
Yeah.
And this was, we had so many people involved in making this sound good. This was mastered by Stefan Mathieu at Schwebung Mastering. The lacquer cut was by Lupo. And we tried really, really a lot to make this record the best sounding that we can. And so I don't think with pure record sales we're going to be recouping all the investment we've put in this so far. Probably not. So we need some shows and stuff like that to make it worth it. But we tried our best to keep the price, so it works. So thanks for noticing. All right. And yeah, but if you buy the album, by the way, so that's one question. We're talking about that little noise. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna just rewind a little bit and see if it's there. So I'm gonna be really quiet. I'm not gonna say anything, and maybe you can hear it. I think it's there. I think there's a little like just a little cut. I mean, that's just me because I always love discovering like these little odd noises in records, like a pager going off or somebody stumbling over something, and this is like audio detective work. So if you hear it, let me know. I'm just gonna go straight into the next one, but yeah. I misheard. Okay.
I can edit it there.
Bashak, I have no memory of making this track. This is Afterlife. This was one thing we did really fast, right? This was
I also don't remember this one.
I've got no idea what instruments we used.
I have no
Uh,
idea. It's blank.
but what's the bubbling synthesizer? I know we used the OBM to no, not
No,
even
no, no,
because it's
no.
pitched. What the bass is probably the Sonic 6.
Might be Oberheim.
Might be Oberheim. Might be Oberheim, but I'm just completely baffled by this track. It's like what's the moment? Like maybe later you tell me what date we made this for when we made the recording
Exactly.
because
And
then we can go through because what we also do is sometimes like we've tried to film each other from time to time, so you have something like in ways of documentary stuff when you made something, but then we can check like what we made, how we made the thing. So I have because there was like 1 week where we did a lot of sessions, right? We did like 3 tracks in a
potentially
week.
in that one we recorded this. Like in
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
very intense session of recording. And yeah, if I find it, like if I check the project, we will see what
Hmm.
instruments. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, because we oftentimes we meet and I have a little something going on or a little instrument and just see what this an idea we can work on. Then you start twisting it and then we start moving around with all the things, and then very quickly like the main ideas happen. And I think that's one thing we also were able to do on this album was not overproduce, right? Even though there's a lot of like work, there's a lot of like, especially from your side on the mixing and stuff, but we didn't overproduce. Like we didn't try to add more this time. Or
Yeah, a bit most of the time, like especially with the test equipment ones. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, we kept
Yeah.
it very, we
Yeah.
kept it very from the first idea, like
Exactly.
flowing. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
so. Yeah. But in the first album, we were also much more limited because it was all just stereo tracks mostly, recorded in one takes mostly. So it was much more
Yeah.
limited way of working.
Limit
So
like a bit the
it was
songs
a
a little
fight.
bit,
It was
yeah.
a fight. It was fun in the moment, but it's then listening back to it was very hard, like to figure out like how to mix them actually, or how to get the parts together because it was all recorded in one stereo track from the first album. So that's interesting. Um, Bass work entertainment, absolutely beautiful. Love it, but call me crazy. I expect an amen break every second hitting in. I was into drum and bass, like I think, like in the 90s. I was also into drum and bass. I love dancing to drum and bass, but I think I made two drum and bass tracks in my life, and those were all in the 90s, so late 90s. So yeah, but I still I have a fondness for the genre. Mm. Yeah, that's the thing here. Roland Dunbar 79. I find you lose a lot of the cool sounds when you produce it too much. Yeah, but there's something to be said for rawness in general, especially if you have so many good signals. Definitely, definitely. Just setting them in the right space, and yeah, yeah, that's the point. So let's do the next track, which is called Paul. Oh, that's a happy one. That was one. That was that's the happy major key pulse of summer one. Oh, I'm gonna work on my needle drops. That's just that fills me with a summery warmth. That track. Yeah.
I think this is also one of the last ones that get into the album, right?
Yeah. I think we started out on the ARP 2600, the TTSH clone, and then put it onto a tape loop, and then we tried to like play along the tape loop, and that was super fun, but then it became super hard because I had forgotten that my Naga was switched, the phase was switched. You remember?
Oh, yeah,
So
I
in
remember
mixing,
that.
like you were like, there's something so wrong with this track. Like you sent me like mix 7, mix 8, and I was like, what is it? What is it? And there's, oh no, the phase was switched. And
Yeah.
then I said, yeah, invert the phase and mono it, and then it was fine. Suddenly this doodly
No, no,
doodly
no.
doodly
Then
doodly.
it
No,
didn't
was there
work
more?
out. Then when we lose the phase, since we build the
Yeah,
track on this weird phase, without the
yeah.
phase, the track starts not working out. That was
Ah,
it was just
another
like
thing. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. That was weird. Like phase can really mess you up. That's one of the things that messes you up the most. And that's also the thing that I think we both fear is like going to to
Monsieur
Strebung
Mathieu.
Master Monsieur Mathieu, and then he told us, "Yeah, nice, but phase is wrong here. Phase is wrong here." And then he tells us, "Use this plugin. What's it called? The plugin that
And
that
Matt.
we know,
Yeah, but this time
Mat."
it didn't nothing
He didn't. There was no homework for us. There was no
no,
homework
it
for
was
us.
all
No,
good,
no,
yeah.
no homework. Yeah. When your mastering engineer tells you watch your face, it's like, oh no, okay. So, and I used that MAAT free plugin to measure phase like religiously. Now it's like, okay, if I want this to sound good, that's absolutely necessary. Ah. Oh, thank you everybody for the nice words about this. Edwin Focus says this is really beautiful, and Sandy Theo 3 says the vibe of this reminds me a little of Miracalix. Very nice compliment. And but we had some questions that was funny. With like, who's the boss in the studio? Who wears the lederhosen? So, ah, yeah, Whee! Yeah. So,
No comment.
uh, Lederhosen? No, but I don't think there's no boss here. It's very much like it feels like playing together. Very much. It's the I think this whole process is the definition of play. So in the studio, we both are like so already at some point because I think when we said we finished this with this, oh, the album is now done, that was the only time we hit like a block, you know? That was the only time like, oh, the album is done, cool. Let's do another, then let's do a session. And that session was the only session where we couldn't work because we thought, okay, now it's done. There was like no point. It was done. We've done an album. So and then after some time, like a few months, and we did all the work on the album, like artwork wise, mastering wise, promotion wise, all of that. Can we do you said we need to do a sessioning? I said, yes, we need to do a session. We need to play again. So you're already recording new material because it's just fun, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. It's more a process of play than it's like, so we do that.
No, there's no tension, like we don't have to do it if there's tension. Like that's the best part of it. Like each time we are actually choosing to work together. So that's
It's all it's
yeah.
like a break also.
Yeah.
It's like a break from like, oh my God, so stressful production right now or
Yeah.
something very busy. It's like,
Like,
let's do a session. Let's just play. So
I
it's
think so far maybe we had over 100 sessions together, and I
oh
think
yeah.
we never maybe once canceled. Like that's also shows that how we are like it's something all the time positive. Like no one is escaping from that one.
Yeah, and the cancellation is usually because like one of my kids is sick, and I don't
Sickness,
want to,
yeah,
and
exactly.
I don't want you to come like in this place when
Very
it's like
rarely, yeah,
full of viruses.
yeah.
Okay, so let's go on to the next track, which is "As of a Phantom." Yeah, that's we mentioned that before. That was done mostly with the Eurorack, actually, with the Collides setup. I think, and a few notes from the Maestro synthesizer behind me, the little gray one that's peeking out from underneath the Oberheim. Very minimal, I think. Wrong button. I'm gonna try this, but I don't think I should just do it. I think it moved. Let's just see if this works. Else I'm gonna do it the old school way. Okay, this one was decent. Sorry, I almost missed the needle drop or the needle takeaway because I was scrolling through all the Instagram messages that we did and tried to find the very first one. So because there was the yeah, I tried to figure
Yeah, I
out like
remember it. I can tell.
you can tell. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, of course. It was like I think the question
Just
of
let me
when
find.
did we first met, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to find that question. Where is it? It is here, Tech Lab 7. You guys work so well together. How did you meet and decide to do a collaboration?
Yeah, I think it was around 2020 or 20, end of 20, maybe in the COVID times, like mid of COVID.
It was much earlier.
19?
The first message that I got from you is from the 5th November 2020.
You said exactly. That's what I'm saying.
2020. Ach so, ich hatte
Yeah,
2020. Okay,
yeah.
misunderstood. Okay, yeah,
2020,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, like at the beginning of COVID, like or somewhere
Yeah, yeah,
around
yeah.
there, mid of COVID. Like I was like,
Yeah.
why are you in my street? And
Ah, yes, of
in
course.
front of my home. Why are you in front of my home?
Yeah,
Are you
because
living around here? Like
yeah,
yeah.
because I was taking my kids to kindergarten.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
Then we figured out that we are living very close by, so we were
Mhm.
meeting for a coffee. Yeah.
Mhm.
And since it was
Exactly.
COVID, yeah, we took maybe met in the some of the places like parks, etc. Right, to talk about music and stuff. Yeah, and then
Exactly. And then we talked about just one next message is about like handling noises on the Sony D100 recorder. So there's a lot of these like
like
very
the yeah
nerdy messages like, oh, I found this on eBay. So then it was on, and then it took some time, and we did a session here in my studio, I think
yeah
like
like
sometime later.
sometime later. Yeah,
So
not
yes,
immediately because it was super
no,
COVID.
it was super COVID. I think it was it was a year later. A
Yeah,
year later we did a
exactly.
session.
Yeah,
So yeah. So it was very hard. Oh, it was very hard to find a date then because it was both like, but it was like, yeah, 2021 we did that the first 2021, early 2022 and did the first sessions. Yeah.
exactly. And then the first album got released in 2023, and so on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we got together. It was funny, like going down on this little like memory trip
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, the
With all
last
the
comment is so nice. Yeah. The
uh,
I wish we didn't have to rely on the serendipity.
serendipity to meet fun artists in Berlin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that? Hi, my recommendation von der Klangkunst on Deutschlandradio at midnight. Oh, that's nice. Deutschlandradio is like what I have on
Nice.
the. It's always programmed in the kitchen. All right, we're nearing almost the end of the album. So next song is called Roar. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna use the magic of the fader to bring the sound in. That's also one of the instruments we use the most on this for bass is the Sonic 6, right? And this was a very Sonic 6 track.
Exactly. Yeah.
No. Nah.
One of the favorite bass.
No, what a lovely synthesizer. And I remember like it also forced us to take breaks.
Since
Uh,
yeah, like a half an hour, right? Like to warm up the tubes of it.
for it
Yeah.
no, for it to tune
To
up.
keep the
So it's
tune. Yeah.
exactly. So because especially even like after it was serviced, like it's still like after 15, it takes 15 minutes at least to get it into like stable tuning. Else you are just it just wasted time, which is nice to have like a forced break.
Yeah.
So to go for a quick walk and then come
Quick
back.
around. Yeah.
Yeah. There was one question for you. Do you have your own studio space?
Yes, I have. I think my Instagram is not exactly showing it. It's a bit around, but if you go to YouTube, Ableton and Kosmos, I think on the one instrument YouTube video that I have done with them, you can clearly see it.
Here's a good question. Wish I could be there to experience the true sound in the room. Squished and streamy sound is a compromise, but it still sounds good and will have to do. Q, what's your favorite listening spot? From MM7VAB underscore boss modular. My favorite listening spot. What? Okay. Oh. For me, it's in our living room or in our atelier on the couch with the speakers on the far wall because that's a pretty big room. And when the sounds travels like all across, like it just has to move a lot of air until it reaches you. I think it just feels very nice. Just sound everything sounds very nice, even though it sounds by then very mono because the speakers are so far away. And I think that's my personal favorite listening position. Yeah, right now. What's yours?
I like it in the studio in my place. Like I'm in love with my speakers, and
What's
they are
RTC? ATC is it? What's
ATC
the?
25, and like
Oh.
it's like drives me crazy to when I meet them once. Like I'm just
Oh. Mhm.
realizing that I like that. I think that's my favorite spot. Yeah.
Oh,
Otherwise,
nice.
I think I like if we like take that. It's a kind of a recent. I didn't. I haven't been working with them since in my whole career, but since it's a recent update, let's say like maybe 1 year, 1.5 year. But before, I would say walking would be my
Walking.
yeah. And I
Mhm,
also work with that album a lot
mhm,
during the mixing process as well.
mhm.
Yeah.
But you like rocking those old AirPods, no, those old like no, with the cable, right?
Yeah,
With
exactly.
the
These
you had to,
ones.
yeah,
Yeah, with these
yeah.
ones, I like
You
it.
still
Yeah,
rock those?
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Like I'm all the
Nice.
time buying them. Like
Yeah. Okay. I I
I
I
hope
can't
they will
stand.
never stop.
Oh my god, I can't stand these. Oh my god, I really can't stand them. So I'm on the AirPods Pro 2, I think. Yeah, AirPods Pro 2. And I enjoy those a lot. So for walking around, but yeah, oh, those I can't.
I like my
I can't.
cables.
I like cables. I mean, it's yeah, yeah, but still, I don't think they fit my ear really well. I don't know. It's just odd.
Yeah,
So
makes sense.
no. Okay, so we've got two more songs, and this next one is called Further Than Sunlight. Always steps back a little when I push it up. Hmm. Ah, I love the roads. And here it sounds particularly nice, right?
Yeah.
Ever since listening to Riders on the Storm, I always wanted to have a Rhodes. And this one here, I got it like from some guy's garage, and it had leaves inside and dead insects and stuff. So I fixed it up myself and tuned it all the way. And it's still with me like for, I don't know, 25 years now. And I just love it. And I'm always happy when we find a spot for it. And that song also has that Riders on the Storm kind of like with the little thunder sounds, like almost like the reverb thunder, I would call it.
In
So
this one, especially.
yeah, in this one, yeah, this is like the
No.
like this is like everything is like canyons and like flying through. It's very like the very western feeling to me for some reason. I yeah. Oscillator Mod asked, "What model you have?" I have a Mark One stage and a Mark Two suitcase. This is a Mark Two suitcase 73, so very late model from I think from the 80s, and it sounds very bony. Like it has this thing that I like when you hit it really hard. There's gang gang gang, which is the hardest thing. Like when anyone tries to model a rose, it's impossible. But this is like gang gang gang. It sounds really good. I really like it. So still would love a Wurlitzer at some point when I grow up, but also as an addition. But those are so
And
expensive.
there's a nice question there about how much of the music is happening on the spot while recording. No, we don't do overdubbing most of the time, unless it's really, really necessary, but 90% no. Editing, yeah.
Mhm.
But like while keeping the original improvisation session and then try to make if
Mhm.
if something is needing a little bit, I mean, I'm cleaning a little bit to the entrances, fade outs, right, like during that process. But actually in the sense of like in the production sense of overdubbing, we are not doing it.
I
We
mean, we
try to
are doing it.
capture the first moment, right, like a
Yeah, the best songs start when both of us are doing something. So it might be one is on the mixer, the other one is playing something. One is on the wall of test equipment, other person is like playing the synth AKS. That's like the core. And then in the whole moment like that, afterwards, we overdub. There we overdub. But then in this album, we rarely ever met to do and said, come on, let's rework this track or let's add more things to it. I think we never, because we'd rather meet and make a new song and make a new track. And the editing and mixing that you mentioned, it's more of a carving process, right? It's more like you sculpt out the parts, right? It's more,
yeah,
it's not adding, it's like a subtractive process rather, trying to find all the
subtracting, yeah,
things.
like yeah, exactly, or like deciding that maybe it shouldn't start from the beginning one track, etc., like this kind of soft decisions, let's say. Yeah, but
Yes,
mostly
exactly.
I would say on the spot. Yeah.
No, that's the first 3 4 hours. Like 3 4 hours is the most important for every track, I think. Yeah, that's where we get most of the stuff done, and then we are tired. It's like, oh, let's eat something, and then it's always like most of this music was actually recorded in the mornings. So because I think we're both early risers, right? So we meet at 9 in the morning and work until 1 or something like that. So yeah, morning music. Doesn't
Yeah,
sound
we
like it though.
realize that, like, yeah, it doesn't sound
Yeah.
like it. I think, yeah, when we meet in the evening, I think we really enjoy the session, but I think the result, then we realize that we don't like the result.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
when we like last time we met in the evening, it was to test passive bandpass filters.
Yeah, but before that, in the first album, like whenever
Yeah.
we met in the evening, because since you mentioned that every
Hmm.
track was clearly morning, blah, 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 or evening, da, 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 we
Hmm.
mostly use the morning sessions. So then we realized that we should maybe just push to morning ones.
I totally make most of my music in the morning. I love it. So it's like the day is fresh and yeah, that's I think that's personally also, yeah, it's why I'm a solo also at my most creative. So
Yeah.
afternoon is, I mean, it's yeah, I mean,
And you once mentioned that, like, how my editing is changing between morning and night. Do you remember that? that part.
What? No, no. What was I
Like
saying?
when we were meeting in the evening, I was not touching to the computer most of the time
Ah, exactly. Yeah, you were not. You
because
were
I'm
not. You were.
tired. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, you were not like, oh no, I need to edit this. You were not like on it. You were
yeah,
like, yeah, well,
exactly.
yeah. I mean, that's then you all
Yeah,
because
in the
all.
morning, I'm like remember, like even like this in with the hand because you are using it.
Okay, yes, one
Yeah,
thing.
maybe
So one thing
you
that
should
I
talk
do, I can
about that.
show it. I can show that because that's funny and that's always like because I edit like both hands, so I switch so I don't get tendonitis. So, but I've taught myself basically now to use like I use a touchpad and the keyboard. So I use this with my left hand now. So even though I'm right-handed, and but I can edit the other way around too. I switch. So I learned to switch because yeah, tendonitis, and that's when you watch my YouTube channel. There's many parts, especially in the beginning, where you see me wearing bandages because I have so much pain. So that's why I taught myself like that. But Bashak is not used to that. So sometimes she starts to go to computer and edits like this because I'm like, yeah, I use it this way, but she has to use it this way. It's funny. Yeah. That's well, good question. Uh, do you so to lots of questions. Oh my god.
Yes, we record multi-track.
So okay, let's go. No, sorry. Where's the
I
question?
jump into one question.
Okay, let's go this. How here we've got one more song. Then so but let's do quick questions here. How would you hypothetically see vocals fit into the music you make together?
I mean, voice-wise, we are hiding voices in the songs, but otherwise, we never used lyrics or text so far.
I mean, it's not that we wouldn't
Yeah.
do that on another album. So it's simply we haven't thought of it yet. We would need to think how to do that. I've I'm perfectly comfortable working with vocals, as are you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm working a lot with text, but not in the recent years. I mean, I feel that right now I don't feel like because I also like did like some conventional pop music as well, so where the voice is also in front. So I like switching in between, but in the last years I don't feel the urge to go back to text.
Mount Vienna, do you record multi-track? Yes, we do now.
Yes.
On the first album, we didn't. That was all
No,
like
on the first
stereo.
album as well, we
Yeah, but
did multi-track. Like test equipment was stereo, but the rest was multi-track actually on that regards. Like so, we were having like 15 tracks or like
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
on that regards.
but we didn't split like the bass from the bass drum and stuff like that from the test equipment. That was
When it
one
is
thing that I
test equipment,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
If it's
That
test
was
equipment, it was stereo, but the rest
mhm,
was like when we are doing a like a
mhm,
synth on top, piano, etc. These are all multi-track.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something that I definitely like reincorporate into my after this album working together with you, I've rediscovered my love for multi-tracking. So my next album, which comes out sometime in autumn or winter, is again like is the first one where I apply similar techniques as we do together, like multi-tracking things and like composing more instead of doing this process of everything live. So there was a good benefit, like rediscovering something that I really didn't want to do for the longest time. And but through our work, I rediscovered that and I treasure that it's now something that I enjoy again. Mm. Here's one for you from Premium Blu-ray 1785. Saw you in Brighton last year at Kosmos. Will you come back to the UK soon?
Actually, we want to come back with Gentle Hum to UK.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we hope for that. It will be very nice to come to Brighton as well. It was very nice. So maybe we do a small UK tour together, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to.
Yeah.
When do you know a track is finished by Oscillator Mod? It's like wait,
Intuitive, I think, right?
yeah, I was gonna say it's a feeling. It's a feeling,
Yeah.
yes. When you feel like it just speaks right, and there's nothing you can add or take away anymore, else it would fall apart. I think that's it. And but there's one caveat to that. One thing that I would say is when you then listen to it together with all its brothers and sisters, and it can live there among them. and is happy, then I think it's absolutely finished. When you do the sequencing and with all the other songs, I think then it's done. At least that's my opinion. And
No.
she's just, huh? You don't think so?
No.
Okay, that's my okay. Well, uh, there's another one, a recording. Oh, it's all moving. I can't show it. A recording is just a collection of moments in time that happened at least once. Life is not a dress rehearsal. How do you find the balance between pre-recorded and live sounds? Hoof. Uh, I have to wrap my brain around like what that means. A recording is just a collection of moments in time that happened at least once. Live is not a dress rehearsal. Yeah, there's no rehearsing live. How do you find the balance between pre-recorded and live sounds? I mean, there's no pre-recorded sounds in this record at all. There's everything you hear is generated in the moment. Like it's all there's no samples used. It's all from the things here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So there's nothing to balance. If that was the question, I hope that answers it. Something Band Up Broadcast says in Anyomi by Capgrass Sick used all audio packets and Hainbach mixing his album. Just want to say so much is in a gray area and there's vast ways to record or separate the tracks in a cohesive way. Absolutely there is. Good to hear somebody uses the stuff I do with audio thing. It's just that thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Colchester Arts Center. Maybe okay, that's premium Blu-ray 78.5. Maybe Colchester Arts Centers. You were there, Hainbach. Great acoustics. Yeah, they are. But if we should play Colchester Arts Center, I will personally see to the banning of crisps or chips, as they are referred to here in Germany, because those resonate very loudly in the space. So that was a fun experience. Good. So another question to touring. Are you guys able to tour in America with your equipment?
I think USA with equipment is a bit has got. I'm hearing different things about it, so I have no idea about at least for Mexico sides. I heard several things that it's a bit difficult to enter equipment there, but US side, if you have a concert, it must be totally fine. I guess USA.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah. In terms of carrying, if you are asking that carrying part, yeah.
UBM is 22 kilograms. So
not.
so I think we're doing two kinds of shows. So we're doing like shows where we can like easily travel to, like the Berlin show. We're gonna like take some things with us in terms of the test equipment and like the fan organ and stuff like that we can. That's where it's actually feasible to do so. But for our overseas shows, we're gonna cut it down to a slimmer setup, and that means for me it's gonna be more tape loops, and I'm gonna be like moving around with tape loops and stuff like that. And that's gonna be interesting to do so, because it's like a big set, or like a more like a heavy gear set, and then it's gonna be the light set, because it's
makes sense. Carrying part is difficult.
Carrying part is very difficult, and
Yeah.
also just
Yogi
like
Fish
the
wrote
price.
another comment. Yeah.
And
down there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and also carrying part.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, carrying parts. Yeah, definitely very heavy and also very fragile. Much of like it's not fragile, but it's like all of this stuff is like 60, 70 years old. So it's all like walking around with a bunch of grandfathers is a is a bit hard. Okay, here's a question, culinary question.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I
Is
mean,
it true that Berlin has the best Turkish food in Europe?
one of the best potential. Like, I mean, if Eren must be also knowing it very well, I guess, since I can understand from the name. But maybe Hatay also can. Hatay,
do you have
Berlin?
Okay, so
I think Hatay can beat Berlin, but Berlin is really really competitive with that one.
Do you have a favorite Turkish place?
I used to have several, but I haven't been visiting them. There's in Koti there is a place. I forgot the name. I have to check it. Maybe we write somewhere. But yeah,
Okay,
there are
you
a
can
couple
write
of
as
yeah
a comment later to the video. You're gonna get Bajak's Turkish restaurant
suggestions.
recommendations.
Yeah, but
So
there are
okay,
many good chefs coming to Berlin. Therefore, it's safe here.
okay, gang, we're gonna. It's already 11. By
Yes.
God. Okay, so we are now gonna do the last track of the album, and then Bashak, I'm gonna show you the vinyl that you haven't seen.
Okay.
So perfect. It's perfectly. And that's the end of the record. And there was one question. There was one good sentence that what's the point of carrying around all the test equipment when there's already Collide 4, which Bubo Skandiakos Hot said. And that's Collide 4 is a module I made together with your analog, and it condenses all of that down. And this track actually was made with 4 of them, right? And we are using Collide live. So
Definitely.
you're
Yes.
playing
We are
it. You're
using
playing it. Yeah. So that takes care of a lot of the of the heavy lifting to have it in this tiny form. It's a pretty cool one. So
the food craving initiated in the comment section, which is also makes me crave food as well.
All right. So there's what were the questions? There was let me just see. So um so here's one question. Isomatic. I'm starting an album where I use my ambient synth music from 2021 as a pseudo tape loop in the background and a new composition over it. Anything you want to say to impart inspiration to me? I would say this is a conversation between you 5 years ago and you now. So I would try to figure out who that person from 5 years ago was compared to the person you are now, and use that tension as inspiration. What do you think, Bashak?
A nice comment. Yeah, and then it was, I think, creatively very nice. Then I can maybe give some technical limitations as a how to say, like a company that
As an oblique strategy or something like
as an
that.
oblique. Yeah, I would say like do work on it and then just like maybe 4 hours and then leave it behind, and then maybe in the like a later on come back and check it, so that create two different time, like a pseudo another back timing there, since you were working with 2021. Try to find a method to check what you are doing, to not judge yourself while you are doing it.
Here's Zeus 2. Feels like the epilogue to Feather Falls, to the last track. I think, yeah, the Feather Falls was the track from our first EP, and it's kind of a similar vibe, and it's like that it's very light. This one,
True, yeah,
yeah,
I like
that's,
that comment. Yeah,
yeah, me
that's,
too. It's like
yeah,
a very attentive listening. It's
you're very
always it's
attentive.
nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
There's one question here. Stantris Inro. Stantris Inro. I don't think I see the names that are displayed on your YouTube channels, by the way. I see like the original name that you choose, so that might be a thing. So, hello, what do you think about this engin de poitrine craze? Ah, yeah, what do you think? You know what that is?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's this band with the colorful costumes, with the dots and stuff like that, and they play very jazzy, free jazzy, very rhythmically challenging. Let's count this very interesting kind of music, and it's been basically like everybody in the online world is music online world is very like onto this, either saying like stop sending me this craze, the thing you didn't know about that craze and stuff like that. So I think we're now already on the backlash of like that thing. But personally, I think it's good to see music that's like made in the moment and feels very alive and very direct and has this kind of like oddball vibe to it. And you have artists that actually take care of theater and drama and costume, and to add some mysterium in addition to being very very skilled at what they do. So that's something that I find positive about it. So, but yeah, now we're already at the tail end of the hype and everybody's starting to get slightly sick because it takes, I think a hype now is just 2 weeks now. It used to be a hype could go all along the summer. Now it's just 2 weeks. So that's where I think where we're heading now. um Manu Pro 3. I struggle every day to find my voice, I guess. I'm curious to know, when did you figure out Hainbach and Ach Kosmos? I
I
think there was.
personally didn't like have a moment where I felt that I like it's the moment. I think it's it's a continuum, and people start to tell me that, hey, this is like I recognize when you do with your sounds, etc. But like I don't know. I mean, if you're making music, Manu Pro 3, I would say that like maybe don't so much stress yourself about it. Like I mean, on the long run, I think the things that you are pulled in will start to appear. I think
Yeah, and
because
connecting
you're
yourself.
developing a language.
Yeah, for us, I think it was the most important part was during the first album when we had like one version ready, and that was very much in the giallo vibe of like this 1970s, like it had a vibe of like these old school horror movies because we used a lot of the Italian synthesizers. It was very, it was cool, but also it felt not 100% us. It felt it was like something we do, but it didn't 100% resonate with us. And then we redid the album and made something more in the vibe of the first album, which felt like less attached to like certain things, right? I think that was one part where we like, okay, this is a voice we can do and we enjoy, but we like this other voice more. So that was one of the parts where I think, okay, we're finding us, I think.
Okay, yeah. On the togetherness as well. Yeah, this is then becoming a more than one person. Yeah, the decision of which direction we are getting. I think like we are feeling it, right? Like
Mm,
there's a moment where we like sometimes doing like messing up in many different genres. Maybe let's say genre in that sense, or different voices. But when we don't connect to the song, like we are like, no, this is not. And then in the second album, like since it's a continuation, we start to realize actually what is our voice. So it start to become easier to catch it, follow it, trace it. Yeah, but in the
mhm.
first one, we were a bit more in the exploration mode. I would also say that. Yeah, like
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So
yeah,
took some time.
yeah. Time helps.
Yeah. So okay, so let's do three more questions. Okay, it's multiple questions. Let's do that.
Perfect. Yes.
So band are broadcast. Multiple question. What is the inspiration behind the work, and where do you go to learn how to use this vintage gear? I imagine there's some maintenance. I'm gonna answer the vintage gear question first, and that's I've got a technician. I've got a technician that helps me keep all of this in shape, and he studied electrotechnics, electrotechnic, and I don't know what the translation for that is. He studied electricity. No, that's wrong. He studied that, and he studied physics, and he used to work with gear like that for like his physics experiments. And then he worked with a repair shop here in Berlin also, and got to know more of the repair side of things. And yeah, and he helps me. Bartosz, he appears on the channel from time to time, and he helps me to get these things in shape. And I learn by watching what he does a bit to repair the most basic things myself. So, but anything more complex and more deep inside of things, I I give to him. But I've got a set of good practices that I do when working with vintage gear that yeah, that helps. So, and the inspiration behind the work, from my point on, I think we mentioned that already. It's a playroom and we play. I think that's one of the important things. That's very open mode and we exchange ideas, and that's a lot of inspiration. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I think like what is inspiration? I think like in the duo on our part, I think we are when we are meeting, we are coming to the room with our own like a with our own back feeling, right? And then like
Hmm.
this is starts sneaking into the what we are doing together, and that's I think is also a little bit inspiration to me that that we don't talk so much in the beginning of the session, but we are
Yeah.
actually talking maybe through sounds. So
Mm.
that's that encounter is really inspiring for me. That two people coming from a different days, different moods are
Backgrounds,
yeah
everything.
backgrounds and moods. Like I mean,
Yeah.
I remember especially in our first album, I was like having a one day very bad mood, but like knowing that when coming and meeting you, it will reflect to the song, and then maybe I will just like release the feeling there as well.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of moments, and then it feels like it feels exciting to know that you can share it with someone through making sounds like a make like a, sometimes even like noise, like right, like
Yeah, we make the same noises now.
yeah.
Like literally we make similar noises on the machines, but now I started to say oof, like which usually when
Like
something like really
mine.
hits you go oof, and I adapted that. So now that's like okay, I also say oof when like a house oof. So it's really
Oof.
hard. I
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's a
exactly.
bit
Yeah.
it's coming from potential Turkish, like when
Yep.
oof.
It
Yeah.
yeah, I mean there's also in German there's uff. but it's not
Yeah,
like you do oof like this. It's a different note. It's a different note. So
yeah.
and I start okay. I realized, oh, I'm doing that because you're doing that.
We
So, but the
originally
fun thing.
say it when something hurts, actually.
Ah,
But like,
really?
yeah,
Okay.
exactly, yeah.
Oh, but
But
like the
like
Rote
when
and
you do
Schwarz
it, also,
PBO.
when it hurts, also can go to the really good direction as well, right? Like, oof, it's so good, like it smashes.
Okay.
Yeah, like, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like we both have the same feeling about like passive bandpass filters. So it's like, yeah. The joy.
Yeah.
Ah. So,
And
so
let's take the last question.
okay, last question. What's your favorite microphone, and do you prefer to mic these instruments or do a direct line in? And how much processing, if any, is involved in these mixes? They sound so raw. So my
Oof.
favorite microphone. There's a lot of microphones used on this record, actually, before the piano and for the harmona. So, and that's microphone that I use. There's one of my favorite microphones. I have many favorite microphones because every microphone is favored for for different application. So, but that's the Extinct Audio BM9, and that's the only mic I have four of, all the stereo pairs, and that's what you hear like on the piano and on the harmona. So it's all over the record. And in terms of post processing, we talked about the piano a bit earlier that it runs oftentimes to make it more blend with the technical side or with the we call it with the electronic instruments through Eventide 1745M to do that. Um, but then
And
in
some
terms of
FX
further processing,
chains. Yeah, there's
mhm,
many post processing. Like we are also using we are recording, we are using the FX chain there with some reverbs, delays, and also in the post production as well. Like let's say during the mixing, I'm also like using saturations, some distortions, not reverb during the mixing process, but like,
mhm.
so there's a lot of process going on, I think, right, in terms of
Yeah.
how we are recording things.
Yeah, because the reverb is oftentimes the fridge, right? Or
Exactly,
the yeah,
yes,
because
yeah,
yeah, I have
yeah,
an AKG BX25 here in the corner. That's what we use. And before all the Great British Spring reverb, we use these physical like reverbs a lot.
yeah. I
And
think we
then
used the previous spring reverb more, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
not,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Great
that one.
British Spring, which is fantastic.
Exactly, yes,
It's
fantastic.
basically a big like plumber's pipe with giant springs and sounds fantastic. So that's
I
a
love
lot
it.
of the space on that record. So and later now there's the big AKG, which is on I don't know if it's on any of the tracks on this actually,
I
maybe on
don't
one of
think
the
so.
later. It's more the other one, yeah, because yeah,
Yeah,
it came much later and took
yeah.
forever to fix up. Don't get
It
an AKG 25. It's BX25. It's a
I send
horror
you a
show to keep up.
video while you are carrying it inside.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to do a video on it. I still haven't, yeah, because it's ridiculous that fridge. Okay, so now the reveal. I wanted to show you the other color edition that's out
My
there that
God.
you can get from Bleep. So da da da. So
Okay.
just for memory. So this is one color edition, which is transparent, and now you can get another one from Bleep, which is this color. So it matches the cover exactly.
Wow, looks so nice.
It looks nice, right? So one
Yeah.
thing we had to
Wow.
like
Nice red. It's a
yeah
nice
we
red.
yeah we picked the color, and then it was hard like because you don't have the record and you need to make like preview pictures. So we worked a lot on like the photoshopping so it reflects like what this looks like uh yeah when it will come out. I think both like I'm trying to hold I can't hold them really like that. So both look really nice
Yeah, very
together.
nice.
So yeah, and as I said, this whole record is just an edition of 300, so it's all a special edition. And yeah, you can get this blood orange, is it?
Yeah.
Blood
I
orange
think,
color?
yeah, yeah. Or neon
Blood
orange. I think neon
neon
orange.
orange, neon
Neon
orange color.
orange.
You
Yeah.
can get that exclusively from Bleep, which is lovely. It's lovely that they keep supporting us. They've supported our first record, and now they're supporting our second record. And yeah, so you can head there if you want that,
Yeah.
and to heinbach.bandcamp.com for this and also the CD. Do you
And
have that
push.
for?
Yes, I have it. Also, don't forget to push to the release on Bandcamp. Let's do it together.
Ah, of course, I totally forgot. Okay, so now everybody who pre-ordered will get the digital now, and tomorrow is gonna be packing day, and I'm gonna pack and send up everything. So we care about your privacy, says Bandcamp. Very good. So what I'm doing now, I'm narrating as I do it. I'm going to my Bandcamp. I'm hitting edit. Okay, I'm hitting edit on Gentle Hum. Release date, and I'm gonna say yes, it's fine. And it says, please note your pre-order will not automatically release. That is fine. So now okay, we have 173 pre-orders today, up to now. So now I go to hmm, hmm, schedule listening party. I need to find out where to push.
Potential
Uh,
down left. Publish.
yeah, down left it should be.
Potentially
Okay.
somewhere.
So
Publish.
pre-order. Release pre-order now. Okay. This is not a drill. Once you click update, we'll email a link to the full album to the 173 fans who has pre-ordered, and all pre-sales will be reported to the respective music charts. Music charts. There's no undo. Are you sure the album is 100% good to go? All tracks have final audio, lyrics and liner notes added, final artwork, and any bonus download items uploaded. Okay. They make it really, really like, okay, stressful. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm gonna his update album and post. Yoo-hoo! Your pre-order has been released. We are now sending a link to the full
Woohoo.
album to the 170 friends who pre-ordered. Congratulations. So everybody who's
I'm
pre-ordered,
checking. Yes, it's
your
on.
record is there. It's lovely. Ah, there's Davi, the Hack
Nice.
Monster. Thank you very much for that comment already. And yeah, now you can listen to the full album, and it's in MP3, FLAC, WAV, whatever you want. That's one of the beautiful things on Bandcamp, that you can get it in lossless. So that's yeah, I love that. It's also a good archive, basically. So that I sometimes go there myself when I can't find the masters anymore. So I go there and re-download them. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's I talk one thing. So there's some. Oops! Don't fall down. We wrote some thank yous on the record, and I want to read them out loud. So special thanks go to Teopula Kechagia, which is the aunt of my wife, and she oftentimes yeah, cooked for us. So after our session, we would have food from her. So that's a thank you. Nicoletta Busduku, which is my wife, who has been very tolerant of our loud music making in our home, because this is my home studio. And then we've got Bartosz Mike, who is the yeah, who we talked about, who is the technician. And then we've got Rahel Kesselring.
For doing the third eye. Like the,
Yes,
yes, outside. Eye exterior.
wonderful. So, thank you all very much for being here with us. This was a pleasurable time. I'm still sorry that it started a little late, but we had technical problems. Ah! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! I sorry. I just hit myself bounce again because I accidentally hit the YouTube. So, thank you all for being here with us. This was Gentle Hum, or this is Gentle Hum with Ach Kosmos and me. Enjoy the album, enjoy the music, and thank you all for being here with us. And hopefully see you live. Bye.
Thank you all. Bye bye.
How did it go?